Hello, I'm Sean Lean. I'm the President of the Legislative Council in the Victorian Parliament, and I'm here to give an update of this week's sitting. 4 pieces of legislation were debated and passed in this chamber during the week. One of them was the Duties Amendments More Homes Bill, which amends the Duties Act to introduce a temporary concession from stamp duty for newly constructed dwellings in strata divisions. Another piece of legislation which was passed was the Agriculture and Food Safety Legislation Bill. It creates a new offence related to the sale and delivery and provision of raw milk. And amongst other things, it introduces a new criteria to determine who can access licence applications under the Seafood Safety Act. Another bill that was passed through this chamber was the Transport Infrastructure and Planning Legislation Amendment Bill, which expands the scope for infrastructure that can be delivered through projects declared under Major Transport Project Facilitation Act 2009, amongst other things. A fourth bill was passed through this chamber, which is Subordinate Legislation Administration Arrangement Amendment Bill. This is a bit of a technical bill that improves the operation of those two pieces of legislation. So 3 of those bills were passed without being amended. One of the bills was amended, the Agricultural Bill. So that will go back to the Legislative Assembly for them to agree to that amendment, and if they do, it'll come back to the Legislative Council before it goes to the Governor for royal assent. Apart from legislation, there was a number of things debated in this chamber, as there always is, ranging from issues from bus networks to mental health and wellbeing to deer hunting, amongst a number of other topics. Something that happened, one of the members of this council resigned, so therefore there's been a replacement appointed. So we swore in a new member on Thursday morning. Anasina Gray Barberio was sworn in as the new member of the Northern Metropolitan Region, and we look forward to her contribution in this chamber for a number of years. There was a number of other events around the precinct during the week. On Monday, of course, was Remembrance Day. There was a great event actually out on the intersection in front of the Parliament House. There's a bugler where a number of MPs and a number of staff from the Parliament spent a minute's silence at 11 a.m, and the Parliament's flags were lowered to half-mast. We were lucky enough to get a visit from a delegation from the Bougainville Parliament. The Speaker and the Deputy Speaker and a couple of the clerks from that particular Parliament visited our Parliament. And as I always say, they learn a lot from us, but we also learn a lot from them, how they go about their Parliament as well. On Wednesday, a team from Lifesaving Victoria were at the Parliament to discuss, obviously, summer's coming up and water safety is very important. And it was great for MPs and some of the MP staff to talk to some of the lifeguards around specific risks in their electorate, in their area, and I think that was a really good thing for them to be able to do that. There was quite a sombre event during the week. MPs joined the Federal Minister for Social Services, Amanda Rishworth, and as the CEO was there from the Good Faith Foundation for an event to recognise and commemorate the courage and journeys of survivors of sexual assault and institutional abuse. Next sitting week, there's more legislation to debate. This will be the last sitting week of this calendar year. Those bills will be the Aged Care Restrictive Practices Bill, State Tax Further Amendment Bill, Statute Law Repeals Bill, and Tobacco Amendment Licensing Retail and Wholesaler Licensing Scheme Bill. So I will be back to give you an update of how those bills went through this chamber, and also talk about other things that have happened around the precinct.